I know what you're thinking after just clicking on this video. How can a mediocre movie be brilliant? Well, we'll get to that in a bit. First of all, I think we need to explain what exactly a mediocre movie is. According to Oxford Languages, the official definition of mediocre is of only average quality, not very good. A mediocre movie could be a movie that doesn't do anything particularly bad or insulting, but doesn't have anything great either. It could be a movie that has one or two really great scenes, or a really great aspect to it, but the rest of the movie is pretty bland. Or the movie had great ideas, but the execution is fairly poor. So what about mediocre movies give them brilliant qualities? From a filmmaker's perspective, mediocre movies provide filmmakers with the ingredients to make a greater film, thus giving mediocre films a brilliance. You're probably confused, let me explain. Hi all, I'm the Grinning Critic and I love talking about movies with a grin. And luckily today, I can talk about the brilliance of mediocre movies with a massive grin on my face. Now in this world of movies, we tend to only focus on the stuff that's really good and the stuff that's really bad. And I think that's kind of sad that we do that, as you sometimes should see some mediocre enough films, as they can be really inspirational for you as a creative. They can really help, more so than watching something great. Now many of you know that I am someone who has an interest in pursuing film further, but weirdly enough, there has been no movie that's got me thinking more about storytelling than, strangely, Marvel's Eternals. After watching Eternals, I grabbed my pencil and wrote down a ton of notes surrounding the movie. Now to make it clear, I'm not one of those people who loves Eternals, but I don't think it's the worst thing that Marvel has ever created. I noted down what I respected about the movie, what really worked in it, what sort of worked in it, what did not work, and how to improve the movie. Through doing this, my skills in not only film analysis, but also film writing are bound to improve. At least I hope they have. Now let's say I get the chance to do a team-up film. Through studying Eternals, I know what ingredients I should include in the movie, and what ingredients I need to improve, so I can make a better film. I hope that the MCU, when they make their next team-up movie, or a movie with characters unfamiliar to most general audiences, looks back on the movie and pays attention to what worked. The basic premise, most of the character motivations, the jokes, the really enticing ending, the look of the movie, and the highly respectable ambition behind the project. And they should look at what didn't. The change in story directions, including too many characters, the weird characterization of Icarus, and the lack of character development. People frequently tell you that they get a lot of their inspiration from great movies, and that's probably why so many movies receive the complaint of being derivative. My advice is to, yes, take inspiration from great movies, but also take inspiration from mediocre movies by incorporating elements that worked, but also elements that didn't quite work in the movie, and working out a way to make them better. So that means that you will create a better movie. Now you may think I'm crazy suggesting this, but I'll prove to you that I'm not. I'll use an example that actually worked. Now, The Amazing Spider-Man is a fairly mediocre Spider-Man film. The chemistry between the two leads is believable, and the movie has some entertaining scenes, but the movie is a bit too long, the villain isn't that interesting, the film is an unnecessary origin story, and the film is way too dark in colour grading. Believe me, I made the dumb decision to watch that movie on an airplane. Through making these mistakes, the MCU was able to learn both what to do and what not to do in their Spider-Man reboot. They learned about the importance of chemistry and relationships, including brighter colours, and the obvious one, not being an origin story. And so that's the brilliance to mediocre movies. They allow you, as a filmmaker, to make better movies. Thanks so much for watching, and I'm the Grinning Critic, and don't forget to subscribe to me. It'll keep me grinning, that's for sure.